Well, let's try this. I said that I was wanting to do a little video just kind of talking to you guys about some things I've thought about today. And then when it came time to come out here and make this video, I sort of feel like I've drawn a blank. But what I wanted to share about my walk today was, I remember when I hit that gravel road and I was marching towards that church, with the dog. I was holding my chest out. I was walking upright, feeling good, man. And I was communicating with the Spirit, and I said, I'm all in, and I want to be a soldier. And a soldier has to be mentally and physically fit. Well, first you need to be spiritually fit. Then you want to be mentally fit. And then you can work on your physical. And that's what I'm doing. And I got up to the end of that road, and I went on a little bit further to the stop sign. And dude was mowing part of the yard there that belongs to the church. I thought I recognized him, but I wasn't sure. So when I turned around at the stop sign in the restaurant that's up near the church, it's a parking lot, and I started heading back, dude was coming up on the lawnmower. He stopped. I turned my music off. I had my headphones on today. Boy, I was a jamming, man. I was a jamming. I was listening to music and walking and really getting the groove on. Matter of fact, I'm going to go on my second walk of the day. Probably not all the way to the church and back, because this evening I plan on going to the church and I may be on foot. So if I walk to the church this evening, that'll, be one more good walk. But I'm going to walk here in a minute because I need to walk Lady Bird at least another time. I'll walk up to close to that dirt road and back probably. Let me tell you, it's really hot. But the point is, the dude stopped and he was like, I wanted to tell you, he wanted to introduce himself. He's like, man, I was sitting with you on Sunday at the meal. We had on Sunday, the service was a lot about honoring a brother that goes to that church. I learned a little bit about him, Roger. We honored Roger, and then after the service, we had a meal. And this dude that was mowing the yard today, evidently he's like the designated mower. I guess if he can't get to it, then somebody else goes and does it. But he kept saying to me, he introduced himself, and he said, I sat with you at the meal the other day, and I didn't really get a chance to talk to you. When him and his wife was leaving, they said, God bless, have a good day. I was like, yeah. His grandson was sitting there, which I didn't know it was his grandson. His grandson's an adult, but his grandson had asked me about, where I was from and stuff like that. And I told him a little bit, well, I'm born in Tennessee. Before here, I lived in North Carolina for 11 years, stuff like that. But I was sharing with him the same thing, I explained to him, I told him I go by Gray Cloud, or a lot of people call me Mr. Cloud. And I explained why. Because I think a lot of people have a hard time understanding when I say no human being gave me a nickname. I seriously went out into the woods in 2008 in the coldest part of the winter in Tennessee, in Middle Tennessee, and I lived in a tent for about 3 months. I had a job then, and I was living 4 miles out of a town. I had to walk into town every day and go to, if I wanted to go to work and stuff. Had a lot of good contemplation, a lot of introspection during those times. During those times in the woods, I had some of the most divine experiences. I can't even put into words some of the things that went on in them woods. I saw things that you wouldn't even believe if I told you. You'd think I'm making it up. But I was just sharing with him, I said, look, I know who told me to go by Gray Cloud. I know who last year told me to go, when I introduce myself to other people that don't know me very well as Mr. Cloud. I was trying to make it clear, why I have not went by my legal name in so many years. And then that brother was really cool, man. He, and I even told him about how I've been working on sobriety. I got to give that brother kudos. I think his name was David. I can't remember. It's easier to remember a name like Gray Cloud than it is like a normal everyday name. But, when I mentioned that I've been working on sobriety and that I'd messed up, but I've got about 5 weeks in again on a, on another sober kick, and he shared with me, he said, well, I've got 8 years sober. And I said, man, congratulations, brother. Anybody that's working on bettering themselves, and if you've had a problem with addiction or any kind of, other stuff, we can be addicted to all sorts of things. We can be addicted to our phones, social media, overeating, pornography. We can be addicted to gossip. We can be, there's so many things that you can find yourself being, having an addictive nature to. But let me just say, that brother kept saying, he reiterated over and over 3 different times before I left. He said, man, you ever need me? You see me mowing, just stop me. I'm here. He said, you see me in church and you're needing something, holler at me. I don't know why I didn't offer up my phone number then, but now he said he don't make it to many Wednesday services, but the next time I see him, if I get there Sunday, if I, God willing, if I'm in church Sunday, I'm going to talk to him, and I'm going to see if he'd want to exchange phone numbers, because I need as many contacts of people that are physically in this area that I can reach out to when I need to, or they can reach out to me. I'm building a small network, in my community here, just like I'm building a network here on YouTube. Some of you guys that watch me, y'all, message me on social medias that we are on, or a few of you actually have direct contact with me. You know who you are. I just want to say I really appreciate anybody that does reach us out. If you reach out to me, whether it be on social media or through comments, and we end up exchanging information to where we can communicate on a regular basis, don't be afraid to do that. Like, if you're not following me on anywhere, you can go find Great Cloudy. It's Great Cloudy Day and my legal last name after you type in Great Cloudy Day, just like the channel, then it's got my last name, Leming. You can find me there on Facebook. The only reason I'm even on Facebook is to share the channel. Now, I was off of there for a few years. I went to Gab, and I enjoyed Gab because you can say what you want to say. Even some really heinous stuff is said there. But, I ignore that kind of stuff. When I go on Gab, I only go to like 2 different groups, or maybe 3. Like, I'll go into a spiritual group that's called Victory of the Light, or I can't remember. Sorry if any of you are watching and I said it wrong. There's another group that I'm part of, that a friend of mine that's from Huntsville, Alabama, and I met him a few years ago. He actually came and visited me. Coffee shop. I go there and post my videos, and I don't really spend a lot of time on the timeline because it's all a bunch of regurgitated political stuff and just all this, what you would call just doom scrolling type stuff, and I don't have the time of day for that. So, I don't care if you're on the right or the left, I don't want to see I don't want to be bombarded every single day with nothing but political nonsense. I don't want to be bombarded every day with politically correct stuff or SJW stuff. I don't want to be, I don't want to be like thinking about all that. Although I do think about it. Like I said, I had a really good conversation with my brother Michael Hernandez. He's dear and true to me. I love him. I love that brother. Woo. And I told him some things today that I'd forgot I even told him years ago. I told him something. I'm not going to go. I won't even share what I told him today. Evidently, I'd already revealed this years ago when my mom was even still alive. He's like, yeah, you told me and Mama. But it felt good to just be able to share with another human being a little bit about something that I don't really share with anybody. And it shocked me. I was like, man, I don't even remember telling Mama. But you're talking about back 20-something years ago, when I was still really hardcore ripping and roaring. I want to say, I really appreciate when I'm able to talk with somebody, and when I'm just letting it flow, man, when I'm just telling you what's going on in my day, I'm giving you a little bit of testimony, maybe. I'm talking about the spirit and how things are moving and how great I'm feeling at the time. I told him yesterday, and this, I've I want to say this, and I don't know if I've said it in a video yesterday or any other time, but any day that I have that kind of energy levels that I've been having, I roll with it. I don't know any other way, because I don't know when I'm going to wake up on any given morning and I physically be incapable of doing things, or mentally have something stuck in my brain where I'm kind of in a pooper, downer mood, you know what I mean? Or like got something that I may be worried about, even though I try my best not to worry about stuff. But on the good days, like the past few weeks have just been really excellent, and they just keep getting better. I just got to roll with it. You know, like 2 days ago, coming in from that first walk to the church and back, and then moving the love seat out of the living room, then moving my old bed out of my room, putting up my new bed. It was all great stuff, you know. I got a lot done. Now, of course, my arm hurts. It's, you know, the doctor told me last week I'm probably going to be dealing with a certain amount of pain that I'm feeling for well into a year, which boggles the mind. How come I'm not being prescribed something to help me other than just I'm taking 4 ibuprofen at a time in the morning, maybe in the middle of the day, a couple of aspirin. I do cross the border every once in a while and go into Georgia and buy this stuff called Kratom. And I use it. It does help with pain. It helps to, elevate my mood too. It doesn't give me a buzz or anything. It's not like I'm getting high on it. Trust me, if I want to get high, I'll smoke some pot. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even smoke a lot of pot anymore, which is a blessing, you know. Like I thought last year when I quit drinking and really started working on being sober that that my marijuana use would increase by like tenfold, but it really hadn't. And let me get this point across too. Most of the THC I'm ingesting is that stupid Delta 8 stuff that they actually... most Delta 8 is just CBD converted into something that'll give you a small buzz. Now, there is really Delta 8 that if they extracted right, it's a lot better. But, you know what I mean? Like, if I can just go to the local store and buy something, it's a lot easier for me. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Alabama has legalized medical marijuana, and they're working on... There's a bunch of big hang-ups there. Now, of course, if I was ever get a card where I could go to a dispensary once they're open, in Alabama, they're not going to allow anybody to get any kind of vape cartridges or actual buds. You'll be getting the oils or the edibles or maybe something in a pill form. But hey, I like ingesting it better anyway. I think it takes longer to kick in, but it lasts longer, and I get a better introspective insight. It's way more psychedelic feeling. Not like you see stuff like on acid or anything or mushrooms, but you just get a lot different feeling, But like I said, I don't even, like this month, I got one vape, and when it ran out, it ran out. But like if I had a really good connect and could get a really fat, good sack of something, I would, and at least once a month, and enjoy it while it lasts. The only problem with that is like when I've got it, it's, like I say, I'm going to make it last, and I'm going to, go easy on it, but that's not the case. It's like as long as I got it, I kind of want to hit it, I like waking and baking sometimes if I have it, but I also enjoy the times when I'm not even, like, I don't think about it. Like, if I don't have it, I'm not sitting here like dying that I don't have some kind of, whether it be regular real weed or like Delta 8 from the store or whatever. I'm not like going nuts. That's the same with tobacco. Yeah, I ingest tobacco sometimes, but I don't buy it a lot. I'll pick up some cigarette butts and break it up and throw it in a pipe. But I don't really smoke a lot of tobacco. I ask myself all the time, why am I even still ingesting it? So that's one of the goals. This video is getting pretty long. I said I was going to talk about some goals. I do have some goals, of course. by the end of the year, I'd like to have some kind of t-shirt shop slash, I'd like to have a little online store that promotes the channel and maybe have a design made for a shirt. I'd like to put on a shirt something like, with the spirit, you are never alone. And that'd be like a slogan on the shirt. And then, of course, a logo that says Gray Cloudy Day or something. I don't know yet. If any of you, have ideas, feel free to chime in. We can communicate. Maybe you're an artist, and you'd like to, try to design something for that. I also would like to make some stickers, get some stickers made, and then, people can let me know if they want some, send me an address. I can send them some stickers and a little care package or something, like a little letter or a card or something. Throw some stickers in there. And I've said this since I started the channel. I still plan to get a domain name and initiate doing a website eventually. But that's going to take me getting a laptop. There's so many different things that I do need to do and want to do. So I'm trying to take care of first things first. Like, things I really need to do that are more important get done first. But by the end of the year, I think those are plausible scenarios. And I even eventually want to do a podcast. Don't know when that'll happen, but eventually it's going to happen. If God wills it to happen, it will happen. And so I'm going to wrap this up. I thought I had more to say and more in-depth stuff. I don't know. I just want to be encouraging to you guys. If you're going through something, like I said yesterday, like that homeless person told that person the story, it can't be all that bad. We're going to have bad days. But if you're awake and you're alive and you're conscious that you're alive and you know you're alive, roll with it. That's what I got to do, man. I got to keep myself out of the funk daily. If I don't, it just don't work out too well. And it all starts with my spiritual side of life. If my spiritual's out of whack, then I guarantee you my mental gets out of whack. And then when my mental and my spiritual's out of whack, then my physical even gets out of whack. So let's keep this train rolling. Please hit like and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please consider it. If you like what I've said or done, anything you've watched. If you are subscribed, please remember to hit that like button. It does a lot. And if you got any social media, share it. Like I said, share it on Facebook. Share it on Twitter, X. I'm on X also. You can find me on X on that platform. But if you find me on those platforms, you can follow me, you can friend me or something like that, and you can message me directly, and we can exchange information if you'd like to get in direct contact with me, for whatever reason. But other than that, that's about it. I got my concoction here of ginger root tea with some apple cider vinegar in it, lemon juice in it, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and sweetened it up with some artificial sweetener. So until next time, I'm going to be done here. This is old Mr. Gray Cloud over and out. Sweating my butt off. Imagine that, and I still got to walk. But you know the deal. Ditto.